Hi everyone, it's a pleasure to be a part of this 3 hours summit on the art of possible with AI. Today I will speak about a topic very close to my heart, the art of impact with AI. To begin with, a few facts about artificial intelligence. The potential of artificial intelligence has been widely publicized. As per McKinsey, AI has potential to add $13 trillion to the global economy by 2030. As per NASSCOM, AI has the potential to add $500 billion to Indian economy by 2025. The potential is definitely huge. However, there are certain challenges that come in the way when we are set to implement artificial intelligence. Less than 30% of the projects actually see the light of production. More than 80% of organizations struggle to scale AI. While there are several challenges in scaling AI, one of the key challenge pertains to the lack of proven impact of AI engagements. And besides the lack of proven impact, there is also the lack of a process of measuring the impact of AI. In our research as well as industry connects, we found out that there's a big vacuum in the area of measuring success of AI engagement. And we came out with this framework comprising of 6 parameters to measure AI impact. These parameters include financial, service delivery, customer, culture, employees, compliance, and ethics. There are several KPIs against each which help determine whether the AI engagement is successful, has the right impact, or is going in the right direction. These metrics include revenue growth, gross profit, cost savings, cost per acquisition from a financial perspective. From a service delivery perspective, these include SLA adherence, improved turnaround time, process and KPI standardization, flexibility. From a customer perspective, these include customer satisfaction score, customer acquisition rate, monthly active users, customer pipeline. The others, for example, in culture are adoption rate of AI models, rate of idea generation, creation of intellectual assets, etc. In terms of employees, this is new capability development, rate of upskilling, new hire retention, employee engagement score, and others. When we talk about measuring impact in terms of compliance and ethics, we talk about how explainable the model is, model bias, data security, and data governance mechanism. So these are some of the parameters which, if looked at, will help us examine the impact that AI engagement has made. We recommend that this should not only be considered, this framework should not only be considered at the end of an AI project, but should be considered from the beginning of the project itself. So that across the way we can see, okay, how are we faring against each of the parameters and take the right decisions and right interventions along the way. I'll explain this framework better with the help of an example. This is an example of plugging revenue leakage for logistics company based on one of the EXL's solutions, RevLift. And the background is basically that logistics companies perform many additional services other than standard freight pickup and delivery. However, they are not able to charge for these additional services owing to various challenges. These additional services include like detaining the driver at the destination for a longer period of time, or delivering the product in a remote location, or using a lift gate, etc. Any additional services performed are normally written in a delivery receipt by the driver, and we used our cloud-hosted AI solution to examine those additional charges by leveraging computer vision or deep learning, image analytics techniques, NLP, automation, etc., to identify the charges. Using all of these AI technologies, we were able to identify the additional charges that have to be leveled. Now, in terms of, now if we apply the framework about how we got value in this project and what was the impact of this project, so impact was very clear. When the additional accessorials or additional services charges were identified, there was an enhanced revenue to the tune of 0.65%. There was enhanced profit to the tune of 6 to 9%. There was enhanced customer experience as well. There was enhanced operations efficiency because the turnaround time reduced, and some of the efficiencies also came into play. There was enhanced employee experience because the behavior of the customers ought to change because they had to pay now extra, and clearly this charge was levied. So the drivers, etc., also had better experience because now they were detained for a lesser period. Then there was an innovation-led culture because all of these digital interventions led to creation of digital assets for the organization. And there was also the whole AI intervention also performed well from an ethics perspective. And hence, we can see that this framework that we talked about earlier on this project, we can see across each of the parameters how this framework performed. So we recommend understanding the framework and using it. And now talking about certain other best practices alongside the framework, which can help in successful implementation of the AI project, which include use case prioritization, stakeholders alignment across the journey, visibility and awareness of the AI project. It is very important to create that awareness and visibility. Also very important to do AI maturity assessment and AI adoption assessment along the way. We did this, like I was personally involved in AI maturity assessment framework development along with NASSCOM, and EXL has played a big role in AI adoption assessment index formulation with NASSCOM. So we also, those frameworks are available publicly and can be leveraged by organizations. So with that, I would just say that I would just wish everyone has some sort of a framework in mind at the beginning of their projects, so as to ensure success of the project, not only towards the end, but begin with that end in mind and ensure success along the journey with following this framework as well as best practices. So with that, wishing all the best for AI implementation as well as AI impact. Thank you so much. Thanks.